got blackmail.
Because of YouTube. Now it's
I didn't even look at. So I put up a post about
Topics?
questions. Maybe one day when we have enough followers, we'll just have
Somebody will actually say
so many questions.
What's it? It's your birthday. Your choice.
God
Great.
damn it.
Thanks. Thanks, buddy.
That's the only response. How'd you do on the Murph, by the way?
Like a little under an hour.
How's
Destroyed my hand.
How does that compare to?
Oh, the elite people do it in like 35 minutes.
How does that compare to your previous? Because you've done it multiple times, right?
I'm always about an hour.
So you got progressively the same.
Progressively same. It progressively sucks the most every year. It really sucks every year.
Why am I doing
I ran faster than other years. Which was good.
I think we started. And we
Do you want to
I think we just roll with it.
do we want to touch on a little bit of like everything as far as maybe any type of like certain, I don't know if we can try to figure it out as we go, but whether it be maybe training advice in some sort of way, diet advice in some sort of, like how to enjoy the summertime
Ooh.
and
She got-
still.
What's happening?
I'll be
Oh,
quiet.
cool. Yeah. You can jump in with us if you want to. We're gonna do a Instagram live. We're just trying to figure out the topic.
Really?
Yeah. So you can always be a guest if you'd like. Or you can be a bug on the wall. You can join us, or you can. So what were you saying? How do you enjoy summer?
How do you
I like
enjoy
that.
summer?
Yeah. Yeah.
While
Totally.
also staying on track with your progress.
Ooh, okay.
How to like,
I love it. I love it.
ways to, we can even get fancy
Or
because I
what
know a
you
little
can
bit about
use
this.
to track your
how to
progress.
how to look extra good. Like say you got a beach day.
Extra good.
Oh, you got like 24 hours?
Yeah, like 24 hours.
Oh, dang. All right, that's.
How do you know
that's
what to
fire.
do? That's not my specialty at all.
That's why it's all right, man.
Thinking of a title.
Not
No.
necessarily a title, a
Topics.
topic.
Topics.
Good topic to put on the
Yeah,
line for
yeah.
people to get on.
Yeah.
You said how to look good for a beach body.
Well, no, like how to. So.
Are you gonna turn
couple
it sideways?
things. How to.
Oh, yeah.
How to
Just tell
enjoy the
everybody to
summer
tilt their head.
and also
Yeah, that's good.
still look good, like maintain or build on what you're doing without, you got summer parties, you want to drink, you want to enjoy barbecues and stuff like that. Or let's say you have a beach day and you want to
Your voice is gonna be so loud on
good for that
YouTube right
beach
now.
day, like, you know what I mean? You're already in a pretty good condition shape and then
Hello, Clarice.
Yeah.
enhance that a little bit.
Coaches and coffee.
Live.
Live. Hello, my name is Mike, and
Send you some cool
it's Saturday Night Live, and I want to talk about my meatballs.
Oh,
And it's your birthday.
Sweaty balls. It's my birthday.
it's his birthday.
You know what? So we came into this all fully admitting not necessarily knowing what topic to come up with. And Corbin came up with this really good topic of what to do. Well, what you explain? What you explain?
Well, do we want to go
Wait.
kind of cover both?
You all have the black tops on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't we usually?
Sometimes I have gray one on.
My gray one's like a light towel now. I just like feathering now. Like I'm
So
that
that
one
one.
through. Yeah, this one too.
We gotta get the topic.
Okay.
Get the topic. Otherwise, people are not gonna watch.
Summertime.
Summertime.
Summertime. How
June 2nd.
how to stay on top of your goals?
It was my dad's birthday yesterday.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Mine too.
Oh my god. Nuh-uh.
Swear to God. he-
June 1st?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We're so connected.
That's wild. That's really crazy. So, anyways,
Brother?
huh?
Brother?
I do have one brother. How to enjoy your summertime, right? Parties. How to go to parties and still stay on top of your progress that you're trying to achieve in the gym and trying to achieve for yourself and your body, whatever that might be, performance, aesthetics, whatever, And then also kind of go over, let's say you already, you're feeling pretty confident, you already look pretty good, and you want to then enhance, like say you got a trip coming up, or say
T-minus 48 hours.
you got 48 hours or so, maybe a week or two, and you want to just enhance it, maybe even 24 hours.
Let's do this. I'm going to Michigan.
pool
I'll be
party.
on a boat on Saturday. I need to look super shredded.
Yeah,
That's what we're going to be talking about. What do
Yeah.
I do? Right? Example.
yeah.
Right? And then,
It's my birthday. I just turned 40.
We're gonna do shots here in a second.
Yep.
Damn it, we should have actually done that.
No, but I think it's gonna
Protein
be,
shots.
40
this
birthday
could be a
parties.
whole nother topic, but as I've been approaching 40, how to train as you get older, the training does change. I start thinking about longevity. I start thinking about muscle mass. I start thinking about feeling good for the kids. So I think that today is my birthday, but maybe we could talk about that next week. Things to do, because I train Jerry, I'm training Brett. I got a number of people who are in their late 50s, even 60s, and early 70s. Joe's in her 70s. Things to maintain muscle, but maybe that's for another conversation. So, all right.
Okay.
It's the summer.
It's the
and
summer.
we got pool parties. We got bachelor parties. I'm going to Michigan tomorrow. We've got camping trips. We've got reunions. How do we look our best while we're traveling, while we're away from Lifetime, while we're away from our gyms, while we're away from our training groups and so on? What do we do to kind of hack the system?
Yeah. I think it's all about how you plan, right? You got to plan ahead. Don't wait. Don't wait till the last minute. If you know you had these things scheduled and you know you want to look your best, plan ahead. Or maybe not even things that are scheduled, but just knowing how to adjust your diet according to what's going on, and not even for the summertime. This is going to apply to holidays,
Right.
Stuff in the wintertime. I think most people's downfalls is, a lot of times they get into this spiral of multiple days of bad eating, maybe not exercising. It just boils down to back to the topic we've talked about before, is consistency, and just trying to be as consistent as possible, but also enjoying life and knowing. I think I had a conversation with my 6 a.m. client about this. He's getting really hard on himself lately about his diet, and he asks me all the time, what do you do to curb cravings, or to late at night trying to figure out what to do in instances, and we're all human, and it's real simple for me to just look at him and tell him, you just got to not do it, right? It's simple to say, but very hard to do.
Yeah.
Right? So what I'm about, because I'm like this, I like to eat a lot, is finding alternatives, right? Like he literally said, I won't name names. Bill. But he goes, man, like last night I had two sleeves of graham crackers and 3 glasses of whole milk, right? So that was probably...
What is he, Santa Claus?
So that was probably easy, like 900 calories, right?
Right.
After dinner. So, finding some alternatives to still allow him to kind of have that craving, but not push his calories to a massive extent to where, he's now not either, he's not progressing, or he's maybe even gaining weight, right? So finding alternatives, whether that be like some very low calorie, vanilla flavored Greek yogurts, is one of the things that I like to do, because I'll eat a couple cups of it. I'm not going to typically exceed that.
Yeah.
I pick things that taste good and kind of satisfy that first initial response, but you're not going to eat in excess of it.
He told me it was a couple months ago, and I started doing it more often.
Yeah.
Diet Pops.
I was talking about diet pop.
Diet
I drink
Pops.
Zevia all the
Dude,
time.
I
I don't know, man. I've been taking that, and I actually feel really good because of it.
And for all you zealots about aspartame, before you start freaking out about artificial sweeteners, do some research. The research on artificial sweeteners, if you actually kind of dive into it, you got to consume just a boatload of it. I mean, just by the truckload. So some of the kind of misinterpretation on that stuff kind of gets put out there in the media. That
RP strength.
RP strength.
Just look up some information. Yeah.
They people really kind of fear monger it, and at the end of the day, if you're taking care of your body, you're exercising on a regular basis, you're getting your steps in, you're eating really well, you're limiting your alcohol consumption to hopefully at max 1 time a week. If you can go every other week, that'd be
Haley.
great. Austin's wife.
Here's the deal, though. Like, what you're doing is you're taking this thing that may have been very bad to eat, which is a pint of Ben & Jerry's.
Exactly.
And you're entering it with a better. Is it the best?
No,
But it's
No,
better.
not the
But
best,
it's better.
Better.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
about-
that's
yep.
what we're talking about here.
Big time, right? So So you got a bigger issue at hand if you're consuming excess calories and you're putting on mass amount of weight and you're starting to clog arteries because you're putting on so much body fat. That's such a bigger issue than artificial sweeteners,
Right.
right? Because now you have other things at hand, right? And there's so many risks when it comes to being obese or things like that. So for you to be afraid of a diet pop, you know, I literally consume about, not even joking you, 3 to 5 a day. That's
So a truckload.
yeah, a truckload.
They back up the truck.
Cans, right? Right. But that's a lot better than me consuming, 3 to 5 beers a day, right? Or 3 to 5 glasses of wine a day, or little things like that, or even 2 glasses of wine a day, like some people like to think is all right. But that adds up. Those calories add up through the week.
One
Yeah.
of my hacks as well, along with that, is gum.
Yep.
I'll do gum at
That was a
night.
good one.
Toothpicks.
Oh,
I'll do toothpicks just to keep some oral fixation. I got that from this would have been like 2007, 2008. I was going to Ford Motor Plants and doing laser acupuncture throughout ears to suppress nicotine addiction for their employees. And we would tell them to have straws, toothpicks, and gum, because if they can make it 48 hours, their chance of coming back and smoking was less.
Yep.
But all you need to do is really kind of trick the brain, because
Exactly.
you think about it very intense for about a minute, and
Yeah.
if you grab that toothpick, you just kind of like appeased your brain.
And that's something I actually told my client this morning. I kind of something along the lines of that. I said, all right, here's what I want you to do after dinner. When you start getting that sweet craving, I want you to get you a 12-ounce glass of water, and I want you to chug that glass, or not chug it, but drink that glass of water.
Put electrolytes in mine
Okay.
too, to make it saucy.
Give yourself 5 minutes. If you're still having that craving after 5 minutes, give yourself a Diet Pop. If you're at nighttime, go for a caffeine-free, right? You got Diet Sunkist,
Yeah.
Diet Root Beer. They make all kinds of caffeine-free.
Zevia is my
Coke.
go-to.
Zevia, if you want to spend $10 on a 12-pack.
Okay.
It's expensive, but it's good. But it works.
It works because what you're saying is
Yeah.
I can get something that has that flavor.
Yeah.
We
So-
actually get it from Costco.
Yeah. So it's
Get
probably a
the
little
big
cheaper
box,
than
yeah.
when I go to Price Chopper.
Yeah.
So looking for those caffeine free.
So not a bang.
Yeah, don't.
Well, ultimately, let's bring this back to and kind of keep this to fairly short, but it comes back to managing your calories.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, that's what I come from, like an analytical, degrees in math. So it does. People always ask, what can I eat? That kind of stuff. I'm like, well, at the basis of it, it is an equation, in versus out, right? If we can't ever get that to be correct, if it's always so much in and that you don't do anything, if we can't start to level the balance system out to where you start to be in the negatives a little bit at a
Yeah.
time, we're never going to make any gains.
The other thing to think about, you talk about balance, is don't just think about it as day to day. You can think about it as the week as a whole.
Yep.
So you're coming into the weekend, and I know I'm going to be, drinking beers and having more adult beverages, and probably eating some more calorically rich food. So maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I go a little bit lower.
100%.
Coming into the weekend, knowing I got a little bit to give. So it's not just each day needs to be X amount of calories. It could be the week as a whole.
Yep.
Right.
Now that does not work with sleep, though.
Sleep has
Sleep
to
does
be-
not work that way. And then I think the last thing, do you have any tips for how to look real good?
Kinda how to
in,
peak yourself a little bit?
24 to 48 hours?
Yeah, so that kind of goes back to what you were talking about. I mean, I would say I would want somebody to at least start with a week, maybe even 2 weeks. So if you've known about this bachelor party for 2 weeks, right? I'll lead you up to that 48 hours, but let's start and say you got this bachelor party in 2 weeks or whatever it may be, or party that you're going to have your shirt off and you want to look really good, right? And you already kind of have a decent physique. Maybe let's say a week. Start dropping your carbs immediately, very low to literally probably 50 grams a day, 40 to 50
least
grams a
amount,
day. Yeah, drop it real low. Obviously, keep protein a decent amount, fat at a decent amount too, because you want to be able to function a little bit with your brain since you have your carbs so low, and carbs help with brain function. Obviously, probably a little bit of caffeine in there.
I'm going to take notes while you're talking, by the way.
He's dead ass writing this down. And then from there, kind of fiber. A lot of people kind of forget about fiber.
Dude, all right, continue. Yeah.
You actually kind of want to keep fiber a little low in these periods, especially with the types of carbs you're consuming. And I would even kind of urge anybody that's having the carbs to stick to mainly vegetables. And you really kind of don't have to worry about the fiber until I would say about 3 days leading up, maybe 2 or 3 days leading up is when you really want to make sure that you're not eating fiber, right? Because we're going to be really low carb, let's say 30 to 50 grams of carbs that week leading up to it. And then fast forward day before, okay? So we're at really low carb, decent amount of water, okay? Day before, we cut water very low. Don't drink a whole lot of water, okay? Increase your carbs exponentially. And we need a carb source that's very low in fiber so that it's not gonna fill up our GI, right? We wanna make sure everything kind of flushes out, because if we have a lot of fiber rich,
Quinoa would be bad.
yeah, white rice would be good, right?
Okay.
You want something with kind of trace sodium and low in fiber as far as your carbohydrate choice goes. And I'm talking excess of 500 grams to 8, depending on your body weight, obviously that's gonna factor. So keep that in mind. Somebody like myself, I'm about 193 pounds or so. I could probably go upwards of 600 to 700 grams of carbs. If you're, say, average 180 pounds, 170 pounds, probably more like 500 to 600, right? A little over what you would normally do on in a balanced diet. So just jack those carbs up, and what that's just going to do is just really fill you out, right?
Like muscle bellies get a
Yep.
little more full, yeah.
Yep. And all the water that you've kind of consumed before is just going to fill up in there, and so you should wake up that morning of just super, super full.
I'm gonna take a picture for you on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Not you.
So, and again, those numbers are going to be different for everybody. So when I say those numbers, right, don't be jotting this down like, all right, I'm going to eat 800 grams of carbs before. But just eat a little bit more than you typically would, coming from, like I said, something pretty simple, right? Something that's not going to, because you kind of want to wake up the next morning because, you've been eating, broccoli or other leafy green vegetables that leading up to that day. You want to have a couple bowel movements, ideally, before you hit that pool, right? It's kind of almost similar to kind of what bodybuilders kind of prep for a show, right? Just maybe not that drastic. You don't need to take any diuretics or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, there's some natural diuretics that work pretty well that don't, screw your system up.
I've done
Dandelion root.
black tea.
Black tea.
Black tea. I was doing a shirts off modeling thing,
Yeah.
and I drank it for kind of like a half a day leading up to that with no water.
Yeah.
Except I started cramping like right after
Yeah.
the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why you kind of want to put reason why white rice works pretty well is
The trace.
the trace, so you don't get really thirsty, right? Because that's going to be something you're going to battle. You'd be surprised at how not drinking any type of liquid especially when you eat something, it's really hard not to chase it down with some form of liquid.
I want to make sure she can do her videos. Do you have anything to add on that?
I do not. Corbin ran off that one.
Boy, genius on this stuff over here.
At Corbin_89.
I think we're going to call that a wrap.
That was good.
Hit us up if you guys got any things, topics. I know there's quite a few people who watch this after the fact. Any topics that you want, because often, we
Just come up with this last minute.
well,
It's
no,
not-
it's
not
all
like-
science.
not
It's
always.
all
Not
science-based,
always.
depending on how the solar system is that week.
The topics.
Yeah,
Topics,
yeah.
yeah.
I just learned this.
But just hit us up, shoot us a message on whether it be YouTube or the IG Live, and we'll answer your questions. All right. Coaches and Coffee on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Coaches and Coffee.